I am Slick Nick, the living legend of hair loss and perhaps your personal hairline hero with the undercut pompadour for a man who's 39 and a half. What 39-year-old man has this hairstyle? Nick Shell does, because I do what I want to do. Peer pressure, what is that? I'm going to do what I want to do, as long as it's not hurting other people in a negative or affecting them in a negative way. Let's check out this comment. I think this is quite insightful, and I'm very excited that I received this comment. I made a video called Pompadour Undercut with Receding Hairline but No Pomade. So that was last week when I was experimenting going towards this instead of combing my hair. Someone left a comment. I'm not going to repeat their screen name. And trust me, you don't want to know what it says. But they left a comment saying this, quote, "Never thought you would go to church." I must have referenced it in the video. Oh yeah, because I said on the way to church I decided not to put anything in my hair. That's why I said. This person says, "Never thought you would go to church. All your users are godless lookism users. And by the way, you look very good as you're getting older. You look younger and slimmer. Slight muscle on your YouTube channel would blow up," end quote. So thank you for that. I mean, I have been very diligent going to the gym, changing my diet accordingly. And yes, I have. What's funny is compared to about a month ago, I've actually trimmed down 10 pounds as I've been building muscle as well. So thank you very much for noticing. But I want to talk about the concept that, quote, all your users are godless lookism users, end quote. I'm very aware of that, and it's something that I want to fundamentally, authentically help people with. That's why at the end of every video, I always remind everybody to watch the video below in the link that tells the exact 5 ways to predict if you're going to go bald, and then 10 ways that you're actually judged by society on whether you're going to be attractive or not, and how it's not actually about your hair. See, what you're seeing is I'm fundamentally wanting to truly help someone, not just tell them what they want to hear. And I do believe that the majority of my viewers, it seems that they are, quote, godless. And what do I mean by that? Well, for me, Christianity would, one of the main themes you see is that it's telling you not to fear. Do not fear. Jesus said it all the time. You even see this in the Old Testament, constantly being told not to fear. So if you are putting fear in your own life, you're allowing that to dictate your thoughts and your time and your energy, especially on something as superficial as your looks, then that's, yeah, that is godless. Whether you're an atheist or not, that's having a mindset where God is not included. What does Christian mean? It means little Christ, a follower of Christ. How can you be following Christ if you're so obsessed with yourself? How can you be loving your neighbor as yourself if you can't even love yourself in a way that that would show that you love other people too? So imagine this, and I've said this before. I think a lot of times people are already insecure and they're already judgmental of other people and looks, especially for females. Man judging a female, she's whatever, she's not enough because of this, and judging her in her looks. But that's a reflection of your own insecurity. How can you love others as yourself if you're so insecure that you're judging other people on something as superficial as your looks? That's why I remind you the 10 ways you're judged aren't actually about your looks, though one of them is staying fit and healthy and active. That's definitely important. Society judges men to be attractive when they are taking care of themselves, but that's not in the same way as having hair or not. It's almost beyond looks. It's because if you are fit and you eat right and you exercise and you're working out, you're taking care of your temple, your body. So another thing I've pointed out over the years is I'm aware that the majority of my viewers are watching porn on a regular basis. And when I call myself the internet dad, here it's coming out. I'm telling you now, a lot of your problem is porn. You are basically allowing yourself to be sexually assaulted. You're allowing yourself to do that, especially when you're exposed to that from such a young age, teenage years, and then as you grow into your man body, you have such a corrupt, backwards way of thinking. It's traumatized you to where you don't even know how to talk to girls. So I think porn is a big part of the problem. And I've tested this out. I've brought this up in videos before. I asked you guys, my viewers, what's the real motive on why you're so afraid of losing your hair? Well, because I won't look good. But ultimately, why does that scare you? And you admitted, largely, pretty much without any exception, the real reason you're worried is you're afraid that no one will have sex with you. Whether it's now, whether it's for the rest of your life, that is the fear. And so, but ultimately that's coming from people who are consuming porn also. So ultimately, that sounds like godlessness to me. Where's God in all of this? What about loving our neighbor as ourselves? What about believing in ourselves and being confident in our own abilities? What about recognizing that we're not being judged on the same shallow ways that you're judging other people? What about that? So yeah, I'm very aware of the irony that I am definitely a Bible-believing Christian. I take this very seriously, and I take following Christ very seriously. So yeah, there's a lot of irony here that I'm trying to help people. One of the ways I know people aren't accepting the help I'm giving them is they're not watching the video that I always point to right here, the 5 ways to predict if you're going to go bald, and the 10 ways on whether you're attractive or not to society. If people were watching the video, not simply would it be more views, who cares about that? It would be receiving comments of people saying, thank you, Nick, you're actually helping me instead of telling me what I want to hear. So yeah, I'm very aware of this. I think it's godlessness to be so focused on yourself instead of other people. Once you can get over yourself, then you can be a more likable person anyway. And that's one of the main points in being alive. Your comments are right here.